With the first week or so of the NBA regular season in the books, there are a few interesting storylines that are beginning to take shape. At least in my opinion, one of the most intriguing ones revolves around the resurgence of the Golden State Warriors. After a somewhat confusing offseason in which the Warriors let Klay Thompson walk in free agency and fell short on a couple of trade pursuits, there wasn't a ton of expectations on the Warriors. In fact, when speaking to the expected contenders in the Western Conference, the Warriors were a mere footnote. That has changed. In the first week of the regular season, the Warriors have begun to change the narrative on their stance in the conference hierarchy. Even though it's only been a few games, it's difficult to not be impressed by how the Warriors have looked. The Warriors have a winning record and have a top 3 offensive and defensive rating, along with the best net rating, 20.9, in the league. It's an extremely small sample size, but the Warriors are playing with a chip on their shoulder this season. Interestingly enough, the Warriors have managed to play at such a high level with Steph Curry still feeling his way to begin the year. Currently dealing with an injury, Curry hasn't even hit his stride this season. Still, the Warriors have managed to be one of the few standout teams to begin the year. But before we begin, let me introduce you to our sponsor, Fume. Have you heard that the flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking? It's a whole new movement towards better habits, and that's where Fume comes in. What would happen if you, dropped the vape from 40,000 feet in the air? Well, you might want to find out once you've tried Fume. What if you had a terrible habit that you just wanted to kick? Well, what if I was to tell you there's a better alternative that helps you kick your bad habit in an enjoyable way? Something you can take out with you. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device. Fume draws flavor to your mouth. Fume fills the void ditching a bad habit can leave. You still have something to reach for. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code SWISHCENTRAL and get your free topper. It's the perfect accessory to your Fume device. Slip it onto the mouthpiece for a softer, warmer feel. It's chewable for those who love to fidget, and it's reusable. Head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code SWISHCENTRAL or scan the QR code on screen to get your free Fume topper when you order your Journey Pack today. Back to the video. After arguably the worst statistical season of his career, Wiggins has bounced back in a huge way to begin the year. Through his first few games played, Wiggins is averaging 20 points and 7 rebounds on 55% shooting from the field and 58% shooting from three-point range. Similarly, Hield is having a career resurgence of his own. In his games played, Hield is averaging 21 points and 4 rebounds on 52% shooting from the field and 56% shooting from three-point range. Clearly, the efficiency rate at which both Hield and Wiggins are playing with this season isn't likely sustainable. However, if they can continue to play key roles while being similarly productive, the Warriors could keep this win pace, especially if we still haven't seen the best of Curry so far this season. Key supporting stars like the way Hield and Wiggins are playing to start the year is exactly what the Warriors were missing last season. If they can keep up this level of play, it may be time to start thinking of the Warriors as a potential dark horse threat in the Western Conference. The Warriors' reluctance to trade Podziemski seemed to have paid off early in the 2024-25 season, where he's averaging only 9.5 points, 5.0 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, but played a key role in organizing the Warriors' offense as the primary ball handler. Against the Pelicans, Pods led the way with 19 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal as he slid into the role of the team's starting point in the absence of Stephen Curry, who missed the game due to a left ankle sprain. After the win, Pods admitted he felt extra pressure playing without Curry in the lineup.
Just wanted to be aggressive coming out the gates, and I think I did pretty good with that.
Pods was praised for not committing a solitary turnover in 33 minutes of action.
Yeah, I think knowing that we didn't have Steph and D'Anthony, 2 other ball handlers, I pride myself on being a good, solid point guard and not turn the ball over. And so that was another thing, was come out aggressive, but be aggressive where I'm not turning the ball over. And 0 turnovers, that's a good start.
The Warriors are exhibiting an elite hustle game this season, and there it was again. They chased loose balls with zest. They harassed the Pelicans to such a degree that they committed 24 turnovers, off which Golden State scored 34 points.
can you win when you're not shooting well? And how do you do that? You defend, you rebound, you keep your poise. Everybody who comes off the bench continues to bring energy, and that's what I liked most about this game tonight. Was we saw all of those things happen, and that allowed us to turn it around.
Each man taking the floor did so with fire in his gut and conviction in his heart. When Kerr announced last week that he intends to play his entire roster, it was apparent that all ears were engaged. Everyone, particularly those who opened the season coming off the bench, inferred that the distribution of minutes would be determined in real time and based mostly on merit.
Like when Steve finds a group that is playing really well, he's going to ride that wave, and as he should, and that gives everybody energy from the bench, and that trickles down as a second-down effect.
Every man on the roster wants to prove he is a legitimate NBA player, and furthermore, that he has the goods to make an impact. Put simply, each man wants to be so effective in his minutes that Kerr will have a difficult time subbing him out, and the grit is visible on offense and defense. Hield, normally the team's sixth man, started in place of Andrew Wiggins at shooting guard against the Pels, got no traction, and at the half had only 3 points on 1 of 8 shooting, including 1 of 5 from deep. He came off the bench in the second half and lit up the Pelicans for 25 points on 8 of 10 shooting, making all 6 of his 3-point attempts. What was the impetus for Hield's offensive explosion? A word of advice from TNT's Reggie Miller during halftime.
Tell me to shoot the blanket ball. Sometimes you need somebody like that coming to you, and I responded well. Like I said, thank God, all the glory to him.
The Warriors would certainly love to see more of this kind of offensive output from Hield moving forward. The brotherhood vibes of training camp are carrying over to the regular season. Everybody wants action, but everybody is willing to share on the journey. Once that atrocious first quarter passed, the Warriors reconvened and came out on a mission. They managed 2 assists in the first quarter and 32 over the final 3. Once threatened, the Warriors fought back with a vengeance. There was no flinching, not the slightest sign of retreat or even concern. With a few words of encouragement from Draymond Green, they came together, got dirty, and had the belief this was the way. The Warriors seemed to have something special brewing as a defensive squad. The offense showed up in the most unexpected of ways, yet the irony is that their brand of scoring through stockpiling stops is what was expected of them to start this season. With that said, it's valid to question the sustainability of a team that places a huge majority of its offensive production on stringing together stop after stop. The element of half-court offense must still be present, especially during mud fights where transition opportunities will be scarce. That's where having a healthy Curry and Andrew Wiggins comes in. Combining a stifling defense and potent offense is a recipe for title contention, a glimpse of which was seen against the Pelicans. While several Warriors players who lit up the stat sheet will get the credit for Tuesday's win, a halftime speech from Draymond Green might have been the actual catalyst for their comeback at Chase Center. Trailing 51-47, once the second quarter buzzer had sounded, Green's message to Golden State was clear: apply pressure and good things will happen.
First half, we came out kind of sluggish. Second half, Draymond challenged us, to come out and hit him first. We can see in that second quarter what happens, when we attack and be aggressive, things start to shift our way. He knows his team very well, and, once we put pressure on them and make them make quick decisions, bad things that happen and good things tend to happen for us.
Jonathan Kuminga also had the same praise for the forward.
It all started with Draymond. Draymond came in the locker room, told all of us, they're looking good right now, but once we put pressure, they're all going to fade. And that's the same thing that happened. If you saw it, we all just came out here with one mindset, just putting pressure on defense. He said it, as long as we put pressure on defense, the offense will be easy. So that's what we just came out here and do.
Green's veteran leadership was on display in the Warriors' first few wins of the 2024-25 NBA season, only reinforcing how important the 4-time champion is to Golden State's success. And as Green and company seek a return to the NBA playoffs, moments like his speech tonight certainly could help them achieve that goal. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing NBA content.